Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to another impromptu, just spur of the moment live stream. Once again, it's just me today, but tomorrow we will have our normal, Pandoran hangout with me and Robin going over the entire Empire magazine article, the second Path to Pandora that just released right now. But I have some thoughts. This could get a little ranty. So I figured, you know what? Let me just go live by myself, get my rant out of the way today, and then be more calm and collected tomorrow alongside Robin as we go through the entire article. So today it's just gonna be a super relaxed, just me and you guys. Uh, yeah. Snake Eyes says howdy partners. What's up, Snake Eyes? Always the first one, man. You're incredible. Uh, We also have Kawati of Pandora here, who says it's Mayor Toast. Uh, Howdy. But yeah, so we just got the entire digital issue release for the Empire magazine, the second Path to Pandora. The one that gave us the image of, Peylak is the one we saw, and then the factory ship. And then they did release a third image, but I didn't really do a live or a video about it yet. Um, and guys, I was really looking forward to this second Path to Pandora. The way they did it the first time is they teased us two images out of the four that they gave us in the entire article. And this time they teased us three images before we got the full release today. But guess what? That's it. There's no more images. The images are Peylak, the factory ship, and the Ash Clan village slash home tree that we're gonna discuss. We're gonna dive into it. But that's it. The three images that they had already showed us for free, pieced together, and the accompanying like paragraph or two that they would give us alongside each image on their website. It's literally the entire article just chopped up into three portions. I maybe read one or two lines that were unique, and it's not like it really shared anything else. So I'm a bit to say disappointed is probably an understatement. The images, of course, themselves were great, but we got these days prior to this. Like, what was the point of buying the magazine to get the entire article if you had already shown me the entire article and all the pictures included before it even came out? Like, at that point, just maybe save all this for the actual issue that people are paying for. It makes no sense. Uh so like I said, it's gonna get a little ranty. It's not, oh my god. Good thing I didn't make this. This is my calm down form. Uh can you imagine if I was thinking of going live before it dropped and like just being live with you guys as it dropped because I thought it was going to be very exciting and at least one more image because last time they gave us four, right? Two concept art and two images of behind the scenes with them inside of the, wearing the performance capture suits. So I thought the same. Okay, they released three. There'll be at least one unique image, right? One unique image. No, it's that's it. There is one little thing though, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be one of the only ones that catches it because I was scouring every little word of this thing for something new. Um, so of course here we're gonna discuss this, which we haven't, like I said. So we'll go through this. We have discussed these at length the last time I did like an impromptu one. But there was one little thing at the very bottom of the article when they're crediting the three images that were included in the entire article. They labeled them as concept art of Peylak, which is this one here. They did the concept art of the factory ship. But this one, I think an intern made a mistake or something, because they labeled this one as main volcano by with concept art by Stephen Messing. As we know, this is not a volcano. So this is the what used to be the home tree, very reminiscent of the Ametekaya home tree from the first movie, except this is after a devastation caused by a volcano and lava. But this is not the concept art of a volcano. So they even messed up in terms of the credits at the bottom. They have a credit that says main volcano art by Stephen Messing. There's no main volcano art. This is not main volcano. Hey, at least that gives us a little more so of something new. So somewhere there is a volcano art, and guess what? I think I'm also the one who has it. So if you guys remember, in the special features of Avatar: The Way of Water when that came out, I took some screen grabs of 3 different locations they quickly showed on screen, and they're probably the ones that you're like, if you Google them, these screen grabs with my little watermark there at the bottom, it's the ones that you're gonna find, because I was like, I as soon as the special features were out, I took these screen grabs and they just like went wild on the internet. So here's an actual volcano art from Avatar 3. Who knows if it's main volcano, but it is a volcano art. And with it saying main volcano, I guess we can assume there's going to be, other volcanoes that are not the main volcano. So who knows? We might have multiple volcanoes. I guess that's what we can deduce out of it. But yeah, it wasn't for people waiting to buy it or that bought it expecting something new other than the stuff that we got throughout the week. Spoiler alert, it's the same stuff. All you read the same thing about the factory ship, you read the same thing about the Peylak, and which we'll cover here for the first time, but you read the same thing about their the Ash Clan village, which now when you look at it, this is from the from one of the sides or the entrance, however you want to look at it. And in there in the distance inside, you can actually see the structures that they had shown us in the other concept art, which was this one right here. So this is actually inside of that home tree. At first, I kind of thought, those were probably like rock structures in the background. But no, it's actually still the charred remains of their original home tree. So that's all like charred wood. And it's just that this portion's now like kind of more open because the rest of home tree is gone, all the top part. So they just still live within the footprint of the original home tree. And I believe they made their structures out of maybe other portions of it to make them with also charred wood. But yeah, so this is the village, and what they revealed is like another angle to it right here, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting. It's kind of what we had assumed the entire time, but it's great to get confirmation of it. Let's see. I got Dino Shark in here. Got Brienne. Hi guys, welcome. Oh man. Anyways, well, let's rant out of the way. Let's try to dive into what we did get. So obviously this is one of the new portions that we didn't cover here yet on the channel. And like I said, me and Robin are going to go into it fully tomorrow as well, but I just felt I had to go live today. Let's see here. So let me pull it up and see if I can read to you guys the actual text from the article itself. Let's see. So Let me go to the portions that talks about this. Uh, all right, so one such door that they're opening up is in Fire and Ash will reveal the Mangwan clan, which is the Ash clan, a previously unseen tribe who have suffered a great calamity. They used to live not too dissimilarly to the Ametakaya from Avatar 1, explains Dylan Cole. They had a natural disaster befall them, and that sort of helped shape their culture. So much of the world of Pandora is rich and vibrant and full of life. This is just the exact opposite. So here are some new lines because those were given to us for free on their website. So the other new little lines here that do confirm a volcanic, it's right here. Their land is desolate, a wasteland scorched by lava. The Ash Village resides inside or in the ruins of a giant burned out home tree which was destroyed by a volcanic eruption. Their habitations made of charred wood. Instead of giving into despair, however, their grim situation has fueled anger instead. They're not a mournful people, Cole says. They're a bit more of an aggressive people. It's this is us now. It's made us stronger and harder, forged by fire. Charlie Wood, uh, sort of help shaped. That's one way to put it. Yeah, yeah, that's a hell of a way to put it. Um, so here we did get confirmation because on the free portion on their website that showed us, the concept art and gave us like a paragraph or two. It just kept saying natural disaster, something befell them. It just didn't say the actual word, which we all already knew what it was. We would assume, it was a volcano or volcanoes. So they finally confirm here, yes, everything was destroyed because of a volcanic eruption and the lava from, the ensuing eruptions. Like I said, I don't know if we were supposed to get a volcano art included, but they only gave 3 credits and one of them so this one's missing because the credit for this one should be Ash Clan Village or the Mangwan Clan Village. Yet they have labeled at the bottom main volcano art by Stephen Messing. So that's which, like I said, if you want to look at what the Avatar 3 volcano is supposed to look like, that's this one right here. Let's see. Brienne says unseen clan. That makes me think that not a lot of Navi nor RDA are aware of their existence. Until Quaritch, that is, which I'm sure comes in handy. Yeah, see, you might be right about maybe the RDA doesn't know about them, but other Navi do, and we only know that, or at least some. We know that from the next Shadow comic series. Let me let's see here. I don't have the panels up here like I did before, but yeah. So from in the next Shadow, it was Sute's parents and specifically Sute's mother. She's the one that mentioned the Mangwan clan like by name, years before we finally learned that that's what the Ash clan's actual name is. So she name dropped them like years ago whenever that comic series first came out. When I reread it recently and I made a video about it, the way she worded it where there are clans that live out in the ashes, and then she name dropped one of them, which was the Mangwan clan. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just going to be, it's not going to be the clan we meet in Avatar 3. But lo and behold, that actually is the name of the clan we're supposed to be meeting in Avatar 3. So that's kind of funny because Sute's parents were actually supposed to go live with them, because what happens is that all these, either Navi that get um excommunicated from other clans, they kind of basically go to the Ash clans. Like, they know that that they can take them in. So in a way, you can think of it as like they're taking in all the just bad people. I mean, necessarily doesn't mean that they did bad things, but let's just say, for you know conversation's sake, that it is pretty much all the bad people, because they got kicked out of their clans for a certain reason. They're taking in all the bad people. So most of this clan probably isn't even originally from the Ash area. They're probably from other clans. They just got kicked out, excommunicated. Um, so that's gonna be interesting to see, how many of them just like went there and adapted. But the Navi do know of them, so that's gonna be interesting to see how they play that out. Because at least Sute's parents knew about them, and that's what we know so far. So let's see. Aquay says, "I'm curious to know how long ago the natural disaster was." Yeah, see, that's another interesting thing, because if we look at the art, I mean, it looks like this was a long time ago. I think they're this hatred they have brewing up. I think this is like, I think it's generational. I don't think it's very recent. Um, because like I said, that next Shadow series takes place immediately after the first movie, or not immediately, but it's set after the first movie. Um, Yet Sute's mother referenced it like it's something that's known. Like there's clans out there in the ashes. So obviously it didn't just happen like the week prior. So who knows how long ago? This could be decades. It could be, or maybe just years or decades, or hundreds of years. One theory that I do have, and I'm sure maybe we'll talk about it more tomorrow along with Side Robin. One theory we do have is that, what if this took place at a similar time as the Taruk the First Flight? If you guys remember that story, we covered it here on during a live stream. It's that story of the first Taruk Makto and like how that came about. It was because there was a volcanic eruption, and the lava was creeping nearer and nearer, and threatening the Tree of Souls of the Ometikaya. And it actually does get destroyed, but N2 becomes the first Taruk Makto, and he helps uh, pretty much bring the Tree of Souls back to life and all that. And so they had a happy ending. But me and Robin theorized, well, what if on in another region a volcano also erupted, but they did not have that happy ending? Their whole land just literally got destroyed, and that's what they, you know, um, just had to continue on living with. And maybe that's where they harbor their anger, not just towards Awa, but also other clans. Like maybe they thought other clans didn't want to come to their aid, or I mean, we don't know. Hopefully we get some type of flashback. But yeah, maybe this is that long ago as well. That even from the time of the first Taruk Makto, maybe it's just like the inverse of what if that story did not have a happy ending. You know. Let's see. How do we spell the clan name Manquan? Actually, let me put it in the chat for you, because let me see. Let me look up the article, because honestly, I don't know it off the top of my head right now either. Okay, so it's MANGKWAN. So MANGKWAN. There, I think I posted it. Yeah, there we go. So Manquan. And on top of that, I think Robin and I know what inspires, what they use as an inspiration for this Manquan clan, and we think it's basically indigenous tribes from the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. Uh, I have to credit Robin to this because she did a lot of digging, and she stalked she stalked the Una Chaplin's Instagram feed for a little bit and discovered that ever since she's played this character, because don't forget it's already been years since all this has been performance capture has been shot. I think 2017 to 2019 or 2020, something like that. So yeah, it's already been years ago, but she's become very active in support and on these Brazilian indigenous tribes. And then if you look at those tribes, we kind of did like a little rabbit hole research. The thing that she has on her head, let me bring up some art with it. Like this one gives you a good look. Like that headdress that she has, it's actually inspired by these indigenous Brazilian tribes from the Amazon rainforest. They basically take feathers from different, bird species, and they make headdresses just like that. So it's probably what directly inspired her headdress. And they do the painting. As you can see here, she has black painted legs and then red arms. And then you've also seen other Ash Clan members with like you see like red paint in here and stuff like that. That's also something that these Brazilian indigenous tribes do as well. They paint their bodies, they put red paint on, black paint on, different things like that. We're kind of throwing it out there. Our theory is that they're going to be inspired by some of these and they go through their own hardships as well. They've gone through some of the posts that she shared was that they went through like different natural disaster hardships that they were looking for in support of, like flooding and things like that also destroyed a lot of their homes. So it's very similar themes that are being touched here as well when it comes to that. So that's our theory that of what's inspiring these, at least in the visual sense, obviously not in like what they're actually going to be like, all this hatred and everything that they got going on. Because yeah, that's going to be something else. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here we go. Aqua had correctly spelled it. Thank you. Let's see. So interesting. The dire horse is something they still use, even though it has a blood red dorsal ridge, or it's maybe painted just like they paint themselves. Like you're right. It could be that that's the natural colors, or they just painted it like they're painting their bodies. But don't forget, they also have been customizing their Ekron. Like remember, Ash Clan random member number 7 right there at the bottom right, which was another mix-up of theirs, where initially they were showing us. Let me take the comment out of the. But you can see right there, behind that watermark, it's basically Quaritch on top of the Banshee he tamed in the Way of Water. And once they kind of realized that was out there, they kind of then switched it out to now on their website you only see this one right here. So it's like whatever intern is in charge of all this stuff, bro. This is where's the main volcano art? This is not main volcano. Let's see. I wonder if the remnants of the Mangwan clan were all youths. Was that discussed in the article? Let me continue reading more of the article so that we continue. Okay. So headed up by clan leader Varang, played by Una Chaplin, who rides an intimidating flying creature. Let me put the accompanying art while I read this. So here we go. Who rides an intimidating flying creature called the Night Wraith. We jokingly call her Ashley, Dylan Cole says of the multi-winged mount. And I call her, oh, there's another new line right here. And I call her Freddy 40 Fingers, like a mob boss. Oh, man. See, the first one, Ashley, at first I was like, okay, that's good. That's cute, I guess. And then I kind of got it, if that's what they meant. Ash Clan, the Ash Lee. I thought that's what they were going for. Um, and fascinated by human technology. Oh, here we go. Okay. So maybe my seeing red, I didn't see every single line that was unique. So, and fascinated by human technology, the Ash will be a formidable threat to our heroes, but they're not the only ones. Oh, yeah. So that's it for the Ash Clan. So that last little sentence there. So they are fascinated by human technology, which most likely explains why right here in this art. Sorry, Charlie Wood. Let me take that off. Why it seems they already have kind of like RDA weapons. Because I had assumed before, like, yes, Quaritch was gonna, meet up with them and join them, but I thought he was gonna be the one to introduce the RDA weaponry. But here it seems like they already, unless they just collected this when they got him, but they kind of seem like they already know how, what they're doing with the weapons. Like they're already holding them the right way. These two in the back, like already have them, properly like slinged over their shoulders. I mean, it kind of seems like they've already, maybe from when the RDA came the first time, they were already maybe like, doing trips, collecting some of the weapons and human technology. So that's going to be interesting to see how much they already had. Because I had assumed before that it was going to be Quaritch introducing it to them for the first time. Let's see. Brianne says, so the Mangwan clan is one of the few clans that takes in outsiders. Yes. So it takes in outsiders, any deserters, things of that sort. People out that were, excommunicated from their clans. Because that was the whole premise of the next shadow, was that apparently Sute's parents, specifically his mother, just couldn't take the fact that Jake, was the one that took over, and they wanted their other son, who we, meet for the first time in this next Shadow series as well. I believe his name was Arvok, and he even challenged Jake to like a one-on-one combat, failed. And then when he was discussing to his mom, like, they're just gonna kick us out, and she's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, we got somewhere to go. There's clans out in the ashes that will take us in." So yeah, Sute's mom seemed kind of evil. She already seemed like she was one of the Ash clan. But the brother didn't go, even though he did get, he did leave the Ometikaya. He did not go along with his parents. So the parents did go to the Mangwan clan, supposedly, Sute's mom and dad, but his brother is out there somewhere, just, journeying across Pandora. So who knows if we'll see the parents or the brother again, but it's interesting that so many years ago, we already got the name drop of the clan, Very interesting. Let's see. I think this would have been less than 50 years before the start of the movie. Yeah, it could be. Oh, another thing. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, the official Avatar Instagram account. It was just like posting up little lore facts about this and that. But one of them was on Pandora, and there was a very interesting line, and we actually made Robin cooked up a little Instagram post about it. That when they were talking about Polyphemus and Pandora, there was a line at the bottom that mentioned that because that the electromagnetic field between Polyphemus and Pandora, it kind of like, because it kind of clashes with each other. that it causes a lot of natural phenomena to occur on Pandora. They gave, for example, um, electromagnetic storms and volcanic eruptions. So I wonder if just every so often these volcanoes just go, they whatever whichever ones are still active, they continuously go off every so often. And so yeah, that'd be interesting to see, like, are they aware of this? Is it kind of like they know when this is going to go off? It kind of wipes out their homes. They come back, they rebuild, or did this only happen to them one time? That's going to be interesting to see. Like, did it just happen once, or does it keep recurring every so often because of the you know electromagnetic things between the Polyphemus and Pandora? So that's kind of interesting. The biggest reason I'm curious about the time is that it still looks desolate. Would the land not have regenerated though? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, really, I'm honestly not too versed on like where volcanic eruptions happen and lava has kind of swept over the land. How long it takes for vegetation to come back, if it ever does. I don't know if any of you guys know that, but I do not. Let's see. I wonder if fire mastodons live there. Oh yeah, that's another canon creature that hopefully we get introduced to. You know which one I'm curious about? And yeah, it's a kind of like a weird, awkward shape, but just disregard the main shape in the middle. But look at the entrance to that giant hut that I assume is like Varang's hut. She had the most the biggest, most elaborate hut. If you really look in there, that's like the jawbone of a giant creature that could even be bigger than a Tolkun. I'm not sure, but we just have never seen a land creature the size of whatever whose ever jawbone that belongs to, unless I'm mistaken. But that clearly looks like those are teeth right there, like you could see towards like that. I think that's a jawbone. Um, so yeah, I'm wondering, like, are we going to see the Ash Clan's equivalent to like Tolkun? Like giant. We got the giant water creatures. What's the giant land creature? I remember we met really big ones in Frontiers of Pandora, but none of them match that those right there. Let's see. What what do the horses eat? What do any of them eat there? Why hasn't the land regrown its flora? Volcanic regions do tend to rejuvenate soon after eruption. So then maybe this is the case, like I said, that every so often it just keeps happening. So maybe that's see, but then I'm like, wouldn't it keep destroying their homes? Unless they're kind of makeshift and they're able to kind of like when they know it's gonna happen, kind of pack up, leave for a little bit, come back. I don't know. We still got so many questions, so many questions. And it kind of seems like they don't care. Like it kind of seems like this is what has caused them to be disconnected from Awa, or has helped them be disconnected from Awa, however you want to look at it. If that's what they want, and why they might revere Varang to be, even more than your normal Sahik and Olo Ektan. She, like, to the Ash Clan, maybe she's revered as even more, almost like a god or something, because they really don't have that other strong connection to Awa like every clan has. So who knows? Who knows what they worship? I mean, look at that totem there in the middle. Do you guys think that's representative of a creature, representative of Varang, or is there an inverse to Awa? Like, do you think they believe in something that's like the inverse? Like God, devil. Do you think there's an inverse to Awa, and that's what's supposedly depicted in the totem there? and in the twisted dream catchers, like you see that dream catcher there to the right on that hut. We also see it in the new image they gave us, pretty much at the entrance to the home tree. This giant, elaborate like dream catcher looking thing with like this weird thing represented in the middle. I don't know if it's supposed to be Varang or what. So interesting. Still a lot of that's fascinating me about them that we don't know. Let's see. Loak is narrating and Payakan is also returning. Yes, they did reveal that for the first time, Jake is not going to be narrating the movie. It's going to be Loak. Who knows if it's going to maybe keep changing to different kids as the sequels progress. Like this movie is Loak. Next one could be Kiri. Like then Tuktiri, like that. What if the home is an inactive volcano? Well, I mean, they say this home is, or this is the remnants of their original home tree. So this isn't a volcano. And it says that this is their village, so I don't think they live elsewhere. Like I said, the only image we do have of a Pandoran volcano is the one that I put up, which is this one right here. And let me see if I can get you guys that image so you see that I'm not crazy. That they miscredited the Ash Clan village as main volcano art, just to prove that I'm not crazy. Let's see here. All right, just bear with me. Give me 1 second. Okay. And while I'm at it, let me just upload all the slides of this full article, and let's just read through it. So that way, maybe you guys catch something that I don't. So we'll read through it. Let's see. Let me just put together these slides really quick so that it looks pretty good on the screen. Just give me 1 second. And you can leave more comments, and I'll still go through all the comments. Today I don't have a real time limit, so as long as you guys got time, I got time. And thank you for hearing me out, because I just needed a rant. Robin wouldn't let me rant this much, so I had to rant. And you guys are who I vent to. Thank you so much. I have no one else. Let's see here. All right. Boom, boom, boom. See, as I'm putting this together, let me read another comment while I put the slides together. Let's see. Andre asked, "What is the best Avatar comic?" Huh. I mean, I don't know. High Ground was to me really disappointing. Solek first half was really good. Solek's Journey that we recently covered. It's the most recent one. Um, I would say the next Shadow because of all the revelations that we're now getting. The first name dropping the Mangwan clan. It was pretty exciting to finally progress after the movie because the first comic series they came out with was Sute's Path, which it kind of gave you a different perspective, but still during the events of the first movie. So I guess for me it would be the next Shadow. The very first thing they did was just a few pages, and it was on a free comic book day, and it was it was called Brothers, and it kind of just gave you the internal monologue that or it showed you Jake pretty much taming the Taruk for the first time, because in the movie he just kind of like jumps to it and then it jump cuts and later he just arrives um, with it. This one actually gave you like how, what really happened, maybe his internal monologue, things of that sort. I like how he basically referenced how his brother was they were really into Alexander the Great, and he kind of used the actual story from Alexander the Great, how he was able to tame this wild horse that nobody was able to tame. And I think it had something to do with the way he did it for the I think it was something to do with the shadow. Like he was smart and he attacked it that way, and that's how the Taruk, he had that idea. Well, if he's the baddest cat out there, he's never gonna look up, and that's why he did that and got the initiative over the Taruk. But they kind of linked it back to a story they heard about Alexander the Great taming this horse that nobody else was able to tame. So that was pretty interesting. Let's see. For what if your land is like the Java in Frontiers, where no one knows why it stayed like that? It could be that they just have their own reasoning. Like not everything works exactly the same as here, because things there basically like Earth but turned up to 11. Um, so that could be the case as well. Let me almost done with these slides, guys. Sorry. Thank you for bearing with me, and that way we'll just go over the whole thing. Let's see. I'm sure the brother is already seeing Sute. And by connecting to the, how we still got a flash of Nethiam at the end, or do you mean he's also dead as well? What do you mean by that, Dino Shark? Oh my god. What if Nor is the Aloekdan of the Mangwan clan? My god. I doubt it. I doubt it. All right, almost done. All right, so let's start. Let me bring them in here and let's start reading this full article. So let's see. All right, here we go. Let me take this comment off right here. Try to make sure I don't lose my place. All right. So here's the full article for this issue of Empire Magazine. Starts with "This time it's war. A new threat, returning foes, Avatar Fire and Ash promises interstellar perils on an eye-widening scale." Words by Nick. All right. Look at the caption for the image. A fixer-upper. The desolate terrain that is the Ash Village, home to the fearsome Mangwan clan. See, here you gave the correct credit of the Ash Village concept art. We'll see at the very end that they call it something else. All right, the final reel of Avatar: The Way of Water was a blast of nutso nautical action. That's nutso? Oh my god. As fish riding Navi took on a giant human assault vessel with an assist from heroic space whale Payakan, but all that thunder, fury, and sea spray was, says production designer Ben Proctor, nothing but a skirmish. He teases that in the threequel Fire and Ash, we're going to see an airborne and waterborne battle for the ages as the Pandoran forces and RDA clash in a really interesting environment. What do you guys think about that part? The very interesting environment. So do we think, I don't know. Interesting environment. Because if you're fighting on water, then it has to be near the reef villages, I assume, or just somewhere else out in the ocean. I was like, oh, are they fighting by, in the Ash clan area? But there's no water there, so I don't know. That's interesting. Proctor and fellow production designer Dylan Cole are two of the design wizards that helped James Cameron expand his faraway universe. Let's see. Broadly speaking, the former focuses on Avatar's human tech, while the latter is charged with all things Navi. Or as Cole puts it, Ben is Earth and I'm Pandora. Together they have worked out the ins and outs of an entire world. Each new film, says Proctor, gives us a chance to open a door that was closed before and go, check this out. And there we see the factory ship. Let's see, it says, villainous RDA troops return in force with their new factory ship and its wolf pack of sea dragons. That's still a pretty badass image. You guys saw how intimidating one sea dragon was. That had its own little wolf pack of little, the little boats, the Matador and the Picador ships. But this one's a factory ship that has the sea dragons as its little wolf pack. So, dang, that's gonna be interesting. And then the part that we read about, the Mangwan clan. One such door in Fire and Ash will reveal the Mangwan clan, also known as the Ash, a previously unseen tribe who have suffered a great calamity. They used to live not too dissimilarly to the Ametikaya from Avatar 1, explains Cole. They had a natural disaster befall them, and that sort of helped shape their culture. So much of the world of Pandora is rich and vibrant and full of life. This is just the exact opposite. Their land is desolate, a wasteland scorched by lava. The Ash Village resides in the ruins of a giant, burned-out home tree which was destroyed by a volcanic eruption. Their habitations made of charred wood. Let's see. Instead of giving into despair, however, their grim situation has fueled anger instead. They're not a mournful people, Cole says. They're a bit more of an aggressive people. It's This is us now. It's made us stronger and harder, forged by fire. And then headed up by clan leader Varang, who rides an intimidating flying creature called the Night Wraith. And fascinated by human technology, the Ash will be a formidable threat to our heroes, but they're not the only ones. The RDA, a-holes from Earth, bent on pillaging Pandora's resources, have been regrouping since getting trounced in the way of water. Jim early on told us that go big or go home is the RDA's internal motto, says Ben Proctor. And so having their Sea Dragon ship sunk at the end of the last movie, they've upped their game considerably. The concept art above shows their new armada clustered around a mind-bogglingly colossal smoke-belching factory ship. They built a new monstrous machine that is twice the length plus of a sea dragon and 2.5 times as tall, Proctor reveals, essentially a moving oil platform that is designed to capture and process the Tolkun, which are the Pandoran whales, on an industrial scale. The RDA sees them as a big, fat ball of money swimming through the ocean, and they develop this amazing machine to go after it. The battle lines are drawn. Coming out of these vehicles is an army, and all of that leads into a war, says Proctor. At the end of Avatar 3, what we're going to see is something of a scale in terms of conflict that we have not seen before. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I missed something. Because it says lava there at the bottom. Let's see. Oh yeah, it just says lava toughened warriors? Question mark. Hardcore hardware? Question mark. James Cameron's biggest ever action sequence? Question mark. Best buckle up. World War Awa is on its way. Dang. World War Awa. What the heck? Uh, let's see. So that's all they said on the main passage, but then they did have the portion on Peylak. So let me get into that portion. It said it basically shows the concept art of Peylak, and then right underneath it, it says one online rumor about Avatar: Fire and Ash suggests that David Fools is playing a member of the fearsome Mengwen clan. Not true. As revealed in this exclusive artwork, the actor's character is in fact Peylak, a chieftain of the Tlalim clan, aka the Wind Traders, and he's rocking some out of this world threads. They're upbeat, happy, colorful, says costume designer Deborah L. Scott of the Wind Traders. They fly all over Pandora, whatever it is, round, square, I don't know, and they bring goods. And when they come into our movie, everyone's excited to see them. It's like the circus is in town. The Wind Traders travel the moon's oceans via jellyfish like creatures, collecting exotic materials from everywhere they go. Accordingly, as the circus's ringleader, Peylak has a particularly exuberant getup. They live at kind of high altitude. Their environment is the sky, says Scott. So cloaks were the obvious go-to. Originally, Peylak's cloak was a little more rugged, a little more rustic, but as all the clans developed, Jim said, I just don't think it's grand enough. So I went back and reinvented it to be the one you're seeing here, which is very colorful and decorative, beading, weaving, it has everything. I also came up with this idea of having their hair very close to the head, and not very much of. Let me get the last slide done. and zoom in on that final little portion so you guys see I'm not crazy. All right, here we go. Come on, come on. So the hair very close to the head and not very much of it because when you're flying, you don't want it getting in your face. As in a live action film, Avatar's costumes are made for real, actors trying them on and adjustments being made before being recreated as virtual outfits. Hence, Scott has overseen the manufacture of garments for everyone from the Metkayina clan to the Ash people, their aesthetic, suit and leather and bone and wood. And hence, fools donning a real sunset colored, wispy cloud patterned cloak to shoot scenes on the performance capture stage. The way he carries himself, he's got great posture, enthusiast Scott. He's absolutely stunning in the movie. Peylak's exact role in the saga remains classified, but whatever he ends up doing, one thing seems clear. No Pandoran has quite so much panache. And here we go. Look at these credits. I swear to God. Look at that. The first one, which is the Ash Village. Okay. Main Volcano. Concept art by Stephen Messing. Factory Ship concept art by Paul Azimo. That is obviously the Factory Ship concept art right here. And then it says Peylak concept art by costume designer Deborah L. Scott and costume sample manufacturer and illustration Weta Workshop. So that is this one right here. So they didn't put the credit for this one down there. So there you go. See, I am not crazy. Main volcano concept art. So there's a main volcano. Like I said, does that mean there's like non-main volcanoes? Who knows? Maybe in a future issue we'll finally see, this concept art by Stephen Messing. He is the same one that did this art right here. It's just the wrong credit. So, and that's the full article, guys. Like I said, the 3 images we already got. Most of everything we already read, besides maybe a few unique lines. And that's it. To be honest, I don't know if I'm a fan of how they're releasing these, where they kind of already show us the art and pretty much all the information ahead of time. Because for somebody that really is just, waiting to buy the issue, this time around, you really got nothing, almost nothing exclusive to it. So I don't know what you guys feel about that. It could just be me. I'm probably just salty. Let's see. Aquay says, I liked all the new clans we got to meet in Soul X Journey. Definitely. That one was really good at that part where it really did expand it, and in comic form we got to meet so many other clans. It was really great. Let's see. And Ortega, I'm honestly curious what's in store for the children. Yeah, I don't know. There's that one quote. I made an Instagram post about it that Zoe Saldana made recently, where she said, they're gonna have big decisions to make. I'm kind of paraphrasing here. And are they even gonna stick together? And what's gonna happen to the children? It was just 2 very interesting lines to end that quote. And about the sticking together part, do you guys remember that one image that was actually put out by, John Landau, rest in peace? It was like I think it was a camera on the ground, and then if you zoomed in, the image on the camera on the monitor was like of Jake standing by Neytiri, and you could tell it was like a rough animatic form of image, and then you saw like a spider standing behind them off in the distance, and he kind of seemed like he was on like wearing like some fireproof jumpsuit or something. But Neytiri was kind of in this paint, this red paint and black paint that we have now associated with the Ash Clan. So I'm wondering, is there a portion of the movie where she maybe is just so filled with anger, because the James Cameron says his movie is about how people deal with grief, and people deal with grief differently. Maybe she just, her first reaction is kind of how maybe the Ash Clan have taken to going through grief, which is they've now, I don't know, stuck to the anger. Like they just want to lash out. They want to be angry. Other clans at whatever, as even referenced in this article, they're kind of now just filled with anger. Maybe that's Neytiri's initial reaction, to losing her son. What if she joins the Ash Clan for a little bit? And that's why in that image she pretty much is kind of like painted like an Ash Clan. Of course, you could be like, well, maybe she's just trying to infiltrate. She's doing the whole Star Wars dressing up like a stormtrooper routine. But I don't know. I don't think so. And who knows? What if this concept art is of Neytiri on a dire horse coming up to the Ash Village right here? It's interesting. But that's an interesting quote that she's like, and we'll have to see if they even stick together. That's like a weird thing to mention there. Let's see. Avatar Podcast. Hey, Albert. It says, big love always to Pandoran Hangout. Love you, Jerry and Robin. In my opinion, the Avatar Podcast for real. Happy to be on the path to Pandora together. We will always support and uplift you both, Albert. Thanks, man. And of course, obviously, check out Albert and the Avatar Podcast, of course. He also has great insights there as well. Let's see. And Dino says, yo, Avatar Podcast. I don't think the Na'vi ever even tried to tame Taruk. The creature was held in sacred fear. Yeah, I don't think they ever tried. Yeah. Steve McCoy says, I'm late to the party, but I'm here. Well, thanks for being here. Dino Shark, back to your previous message that the brother is seeing Sute. You did mean that the brother is dead. Dang, you're very optimistic, Dino Shark. Love to hear it. You're very optimistic. James Cameron said he's watched the full movie and it's fantastic. I'm excited. Yeah, from a translated Italian article, because he's gonna host another kind of like art exhibition there in Italy instead of France this time. He said he's not really able to go until maybe June, I believe he said, June or July, because he's, really has to, stay on working on the movie, but that he has seen the full movie and it's fantastic. Let's see here. It's better than the comments. You guys remember in the last issue of the first Path to Pandora where he's like, I saw it and it made me want to vomit. But he meant it in a way like, if the initial viewing of your movie, like the rough draft, doesn't make you want to vomit, you won't really be motivated to really, like edit it more and, get it as good as it can be. But I think I prefer this wording over here and it's fantastic. Then, the first reaction you read is James Cameron saw his own movie and made him want to vomit. I don't think that's the headline we want to go with. Let's see. Oh, Aquay just replied to Charlie Wood that Jake was the sixth to become Turuk Makto in like 3,000 years. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a thing that is taken lightly. No. Ashley looks like biblical accurate Night Fury or Stormcutter Cloud Jumper. Huh. See, I'm really not too familiar with that, but honestly, it'd be something to look into. Man, wow, you guys have come through with a lot of messages. I'm sorry, I'm so behind on all these messages. Oh, this one here. Will Laz Alonso get to play a role, do we think? Was his father alive in that comic? So this is a very interesting thing that you just brought up that I think I should post about. We actually do have confirmation that Laz Alonso it did do performance capture for this movie, and the what is it? Wes Studi, the actor behind uh Neytiri's father, Atukan, he also is back, and he did some performance capture. Are these flashbacks? Are these, you're getting to see these visions within Awa, kind of like we saw of Netayam, basically like Star Wars Force Ghost. Who knows what is happening? But apparently, Laz Alonso. It's one of the last posts put up by John Landau. He actually, put this picture out there of a picture of him, Laz, and Wes Studi, and saying they actually came back and did performance capture. So that is going to be very interesting to see what that's all about. But yeah, who knows if we'll see Sute's family in the sequels. Now there's a very big possibility. Let's see. Jaden says, "Hey guys, hey Jaden. The Manquan ain't messing around. No, they're not. So excited to be in this fandom with us Avatar fans, especially the leading up to the movies. Yeah, this is the best part. This is the best part. Hop on the train because this is like the fun part of the ride. When we get the movie, obviously it's satisfying because you finally all your questions are answered. You finally get to experience it. But I kind of felt this way with Avatar: The Way of Water. It was like you got the most fun with other fans and just with the speculations, like in the lead up to the movie. And then seeing the movie was great. But then it's only kind of downhill from there, So yeah, for sure, enjoy this ride. This time, I'm glad, at least with these Path to Pandora articles, we're getting stuff earlier in the year than we did last time. But the real marketing push won't start until the teaser comes out, which should be April. It's going to be shown at CinemaCon, but who knows after that for the rest of the public to get it dropped online. It could be exclusive to movie theaters for a little while. I don't know if they're going to wait till Thunderbolts, which releases May 2nd, I believe. I don't know. That's like a whole month to wait from the time that you showed it at CinemaCon. I'm looking to basically go to CinemaCon, hopefully. It's in the works. So I could possibly see the footage and, be one of the first to come here with you guys and basically describe it to the best of my ability. Maybe have Robin cook up some art of, some visuals that I kind of explain to her as best as I can to give you guys like some reference points. But we'll try to do something. Hopefully. Oh my god, I'm way behind on this. Let's see. Avatar podcast. Seriously, Laz is back in West? Yeah. I'm not let me actually show you. Let me show you. One second. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to screen share real quick. Here we go. You guys see this? Oh, let me take off this one here. There we go. So here we go. John Landau. It's kind of hard to say, but the caption read, "It's great to have Laz and Wes back for a little performance capture." And this was 51 weeks ago. Obviously, like I said, this is one of the last batch of posts by John Landau. But right here, he is confirming that they came back for some performance capture, not necessarily saying as their original characters, but I think that's the only reason you would get. I mean, for to just play another character, you could have any stand-in actor that they have plenty of. I mean, you have other actors stand in for Jake sometimes, and they Teary. So you could have easily gotten any character to play anybody. So I think they came back to play their original characters. Like I said, Sute on the right, and there's the original Etukan there on the left. So like we said, who knows? Maybe it's when somebody connects into AWA, and we see them as visions within AWA, and like that whole realm is now going to start to get more expanded. We have seen it kind of expanded in the comics, just not in the movies yet. But yeah. Hell yeah, Laz, and yes, West Study loved this news. Laz was asked in an interview if he regretted Sute's death, and he was like, nah, now we know why. Let's see here. We changed the art. Just keep factory ship's pretty dope, but let's put it on Peylak for a little bit while we continue with these comments. I'm trying my best, guys. Bear with me here. Let's see. I'm excited to see what West Study might have done for the movies. I love almost everything he is in. I probably watch more Indigenous-based shows, movies than most. I mean, yeah, he's a great actor. Great actor. And I mean, most people probably didn't even know. I mean, the voice is very recognizable, but for people that didn't even know he was in the original movie, and he is, because I've been seeing those comments thrown around on recent Instagram posts of mine, like with David Fools. It's like, oh great, they have another Caucasian actor playing, Indigenous people. Guys, come on, like not every role. First of all, we're dealing with made up space Indigenous clans. Okay, like they can be played by anybody, but they've actually have been very inclusive. If you guys really look, and not you guys specifically, but people that have been in my comments on Instagram and different posts, West Study, Native American, played an Indigenous, Navi, in The Way of Water, Tonawari. He was actually played by, oh my god, the actor's name is like escaping me right now. But once again, of Polynesian descent. It also fit, that was their inspiration for the Metcaina clan. The Reef villages is like kind of like Polynesian indigenous, and so you had one there. Una Chaplin with the Ash clan, she actually does on her father's side. I mean, on her, I forget. It's no, I think it's maternal. I think it's maternal side. She does have South American indigenous blood in her. So there you go. I mean, yes, she's the granddaughter of like Charlie Chaplin, but on the maternal side, she has indigenous blood as well. And yeah, so maybe David Fools doesn't, but there's a proper mixture there. Sam Worthington doesn't, but Zoe Saldana does. I mean, kind of like South American. So come on, it's like, let's not pretend there hasn't been inclusive. Not every single role, for the, like I said, space indigenous clans need to be played by indigenous people. At the end of the day, it's the best actor for the role, regardless of what it is. This time we didn't have to wait 13 years. Yeah. After our podcast, seriously, 300 plus days of hype building. It makes me so happy seeing everyone so excited this early. Such a universal, timeless story too. Genuinely believe we're crossing 2.7 billion, folks. I mean, for sure, that's an interesting, topic for a video or a discussion. Is how big do we think this third one's going to get? Easily crossing a billion. I mean, I could see the doubts before The Way of Water, because obviously it had been 13, 14 years. People are like, the first one was a fluke. It's not going to happen again. 2.3, folks. 2.3 billion at a time, that it wasn't even really happening that often anymore. Crossing 2 billion. I mean, not that it was really happening with the time of the first movie, but still. and you haven't even seen it since. Besides, I think Far From Home or no, I don't know, all the home Spider-Man movies with home in it. It's no No Way Home. Is it No Way Home? Yeah, No Way Home. Jesus, Far From Home, No Way Home, Home Alone. Um, it got close. It didn't crack 2 billion. I believe it got close, like 1.9. So I think Avatar is still the last. The Way of Water is still the last movie to crack 2 billion. But you're right, and I think that was with everybody doubting it and the 13, 14 year gap. I think with how exciting, look at all the details we're reading. A lot of the casuals, they're not going to be looking at all the stuff that we're reading, that we're looking at right here, right now. When people start seeing the teaser and a lot of these elements start appearing in there, I mean, the word I keep wanting to go back to is it's badass. Like, this is looking badass. The Ash Clan is badass. A lot of casual people that maybe, you know, haven't liked the aesthetic of Avatar so far, they maybe think it's a little tame. Now we're introducing, Navi with the harder edge. That's pretty badass. So I think the marketing for this one is going to be even more exciting than it was for The Way of Water. And so you're right. I think it has a chance to exceed The Way of Water's box office. I don't know about 2.7, but I would say anywhere from 2.3 to 2.7. I think this one has the goodwill, not just the recent sequel from a few years ago, but then I believe the marketing is going to be even more exciting. So I think it's going to get even bigger than The Way of Water. So that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Varane gonna make Quaritch look like a puppy dog. We have to go in watching these movies with an open mind. Sure, we can have theories, but don't go in trying to predict the full movie because one just yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, um, I always say that because that's what people come out and they get disappointed, right? Like they start imagining their own things in their head, and the plot that they developed in their head is better than what they got, what they were given. That could be the case, but just don't walk in through the door with expectations. These are just speculations. Don't make them expectations. We're just speculating. We're just having fun. So don't be one of those that's walking in and the movie needs to deliver this, this, and that. It's like just watch it for enjoy the movie for what it is. Obviously, you don't have to like every movie, and you might have gripes with it, but just walk into the theater first time we see Avatar 3 with open minds. Everything we've speculated the whole year, kind of leave it at the door, and we can, touch upon it later, but don't expect the movie to have to, fill in these 5 boxes in order for me to say I like it. Let's see, 310 days to be exact, or 309 depending on time zone. Still a little bit of ways, but we're getting there, and at least the year's starting to get exciting. So it should come, sooner than we think. Thankfully, Cord is becoming more less Terminator, thanks in large part to finding his fatherhood. That, and I think he's going to be on a very interesting character arc. Which, if at first glance, when I'm sure some of us heard he was coming back, and how are they really going to do it, and things like that. But now seeing how they are, where it's technically not the same person, it's just somebody who has the memories of the human Quaritch, but in a way, it's not exactly the same character because now he finds out, in the intervening time, now he's a father, and they have told us in past years through different interviews that he's going to go more and more native as the sequels progress, and now we see the start of it. I mean, with this art right here of him kind of first being brought to Varang and then joining them, obviously then replaced by random Ash Clan member number 7 with the cool Ikron. But we still got this image. You can see how he's going to go more and more native, So that's very interesting. Let's see here. Maybe because of Varang's ruthlessness, this might make him turn on her. Like if she threatens Spider enough or something, sure, his recom is a clone of Courage with memories, but still, yeah, for sure. And I mean, they said this movie right here is going to have a lot of twists and turns. Another another one is going to be maybe the fickle alliance between the Ash Clan and the RDA, if that comes about, and like how the RDA can kind of bribe the Ash Clan to do it. Is it just because the Ash Clan in general is so angry at other clans? Maybe they weren't helped in the past, from their hardship, from their volcanic, destruction, that they're just going to forever resent every other clan that prospers. And they could see the alliance with the RDA as a good, easy way to use their weapons and, go against other clans. I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out as well. Would make for a good redemption arc. Yeah. To put things in perspective, I saw an interview with Una Chaplin from 5 years ago talking about what it's like to work with James Cameron. Crazy to think scenes with Varang were filmed that long ago. Yes, for sure. Um, One that could really tell you like the passage of time is they had this video up. It's still on YouTube of the when they first announced all the younger cast members. I mean, especially Jack Champion. I mean, he was like so small, so like skinny, and now he's like, even in the movie, because the live action scenes were also filmed years after that announcement. First, it was all the performance capture, but you actually do see Una Chaplin there in the same video when they revealed the younger cast, and John Landau was with them at the park in Florida, the Avatar Land and the Disney World. And to think, pretty much that's how long ago she shot all her performance capture, was when the kids were look that young. Like that's insane. You imagine sitting with this material, like knowing you shot that, but you can't tell anybody for like at this point close to a decade. I think they began shooting performance capture in like 2017. That's like by this year 2025, that's like 8 years ago. That's a very long time. The Avatar podcast, so freaking hype. Yeah, but because of the how long it was and how long it took, it's why I honestly dread, or I believe that we might see a delays on 4 and 5 that already seem. I mean, what is it? The last 5 is like 2031, and the 4 is supposed to be like 2029, something like that, or 2028. I mean, you have to factor how long it's going to take to shoot the performance capture of 4 and 5 back to back, and then the live action. Because I think it took them from 2017. I think they got the last live action done. I think maybe during, because I think they got affected by the start of the pandemic. So like 2020. So I think in 2020 they were still finishing the last of the live action. So that's a what 3-year block that it took to just get the performance capture and all the live action. So I think we could be waiting longer than just 2029 and 2031 for 4 and 5. Sadly, well, every actress does have stunt doubles. Let's see. That meeting between Courage and Jake as they discussed the miracle that happened to Spider does seem to indicate that Spider encountered tragedy and Courage made a change. I actually think that the miracle. Are you referring to those leaked? Not leaked. Well, yeah, kind of like eagle-eyed script pages from Avatar 3 spotted by like us crazy fans during the special features of The Way of Water, that then prompted them to update the digital edition by now blurring out those pages, which you basically just confirmed that what people learned was true. I think that miracle is what Kiri does to Spider in the third movie. Let's see. And we discussed it, I think, in a prior live stream where, I mean, it basically seems like, something's going to happen to Spider and Kiri's going to help him, but inadvertently, when she's helping him, I believe that's what it seemed like in the script pages. And he is better. He's going to find out that now he can breathe Pandoran air without the need of the exo pack. That's what it seemed like in the script pages. Yes, Cliff Curtis. Thank you, Steve McCoy. Yes, Cliff Curtis. Yes, the actor behind Tonawari of Polynesian descent. Yeah, Cliff Curtis. Exactly. Thank you. Let's see. What drives me nuts is the idea that Caucasian people don't come from indigenous roots. Ultimately, we're all one family. White people didn't pop into existence in ties and top hats ruling industry. Yeah, I think it's just discussions we just don't need to get into, and it's just people just being like, they just always just need to have a gripe with something, Let's just not even entertain it. David Fools is a great actor. First time I saw him was Dragonheart. Oh wow, yeah, you're right. I mean, I most notably remember him from obviously the Harry Potter series. I mean, he did a good villain. In like that first Wonder Woman movie, he was actually like the villain at the end of that movie. And he actually didn't play that. That's why, at the time, I think that's around the time when I heard about it. So I was like, oh, that's so I thought he was going to be part of maybe like a villainous Navi clan, but no, I guess he's that's just for Una Chaplin and her gang, the Varang gang. Let's see. It's ironic with the whole people being mad about it not being indigenous actors, or that it's stolen culture. Though most folks I see complain aren't indigenous. Like I said, it's just needing to be, looking for something to be upset about. Yet all my indigenous friends and family love the movie. Exactly. I mean, I have Aztec blood in me, and honestly, I think the movies are great. I'm kind of waiting for them to model one of the clans after like Mayan and Aztec culture. Uh, so I can't wait for that. Hopefully, that's what I'm crossing my fingers for. People are like that, or I'm entitled. Should I just tell them shut up? Yeah, exactly. Avatar podcast. Yeah, in terms of casting, you've got fake activists are just giving themselves things to complain on. Exactly. You have the safety net of it's blue space people, but the casting is varied and great. Yeah, it's been varied and an eclectic, great mix from the start. It's not like they've uh, casted differently, from the first movie to the second movie. I mean, it's been a mix of great talented actors regardless of their race from the start. So yeah, nothing to complain about here. Can't wait to see Renal have her baby. Yeah, the birthing ceremony that they have talked about, and we kind of think we discovered that I don't know if I have it here. Oh, speaking of stand-in actors, here's one for example. Kevin Dorman, standing in for Peylak, that now we know is played by David Fools. And so here we have Took standing with Peylak. And one theory I always had is that I think the Soli family is just going to spread throughout Pandora. That each different kid might settle with a certain clan. Like they're going to be like, this is my vibe. We see that with the Way of Water. Loak, we kind of know he's destined to always stay with the Metcaina. Like as soon as he discovered it, that was his thing, right? Best friends with Payakan, things like that. Soraya, him and Soraya are probably going to be the future, leaders of the Metcaina in future decades. So I'm wondering. I mean, obviously, this is just one random behind the scenes picture, but it could be interesting if in this third movie we see that the one that Tiri seems to gravitate more to is being around the Wind Traders, and maybe Took is going to be a future Wind Trader. So that's going to be very interesting. This is the only kind of like behind the scenes image we see of Peylak, but it's, like we said, stand-in actors, Kevin Dorman, which is why I said you don't need to bring back Laz and Westody to play other characters or whatever. That if they're coming back, it's to play their characters. We just need to see if it's a flashback or just like like Force Ghosts in a way within Awa, or what's gonna happen with that. If we want the movie to be the best it can be, then the best actors should be hired no matter what the skin color. Exactly. It's just whatever the best actor for the role, regardless of race and stuff like that. And come on, like, it's like we said, it's blue people in space. Like, what are we really complaining about? Stuff is inspired by things on Earth, but it's taken up to an 11. And like that, at the end of the day, regardless, they do have a varied cast with either indigenous or non-indigenous roots. It doesn't matter. They already have it all across the board anyway, so they're kind of covered, even if that really is a valid complaint. It's like it's not. You had a good point about Porridge cutting ties with the Ash clan. There was a leaked portion of the Fire Ash script that showed a scene with Porridge, Jake, and Spider. Some Miracle was performed on Spider. Yeah, I think that's the Kiri one I mentioned. Gotcha. Yeah, because I remember seeing a pic of Kiri and Spider connected to the Metgaina spirit tree. Yeah, that was another thing where they had this art exhibit in Los Angeles, and it's supposed to be concept art from like, I believe, just like the first or second movie, maybe primarily the second one. Yet this little, once again, I swear it's all these same interns. This fell through the cracks, and it's probably difficult to keep up, really, to micromanage everything when you have two movies that you shot back to back. I'm sure it's hard to just really micromanage every little detail. But that concept art was displayed there at that exhibit, where it showed not just Kiri connected to the Metgaina spirit tree again, but also Spider with his own Kuru. So who knows? It's gonna get wacky in Avatar 3. The hype for this movie will be at a fever pitch leading up to the release. Yeah, it will be. Definitely easily going to be the highest grossing movie of the year. I think it even has a possibility, like I explained earlier, to exceed the second one. So that's just going to be insane. And James Cameron will have 3 out of the top 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 4 out of the top 5. Sorry. He already has Titanic, Avatar 1, Avatar 2, and then you have, Avengers Endgame in there. That's the top 4. But you have a chance that, if this one creeps up there as well, he could have 4 out of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time. Dino Shark. Also, now people don't have to think Navi good, humans bad anymore. Yeah, I like, they're adding this little extra layer to it. It makes it, because we were also saying for the longest time, like, is every movie just going to keep being Navi against RDA, Navi against RDA? Like, you can only do that so many times. So I love that there's already this extra little wrinkle being introduced with just this, this third movie. So, and we have more to meet. We have the a whole Arctic region that we're gonna go to. That's the one I'm most excited about. Let me see if I have the art of it here. But if not, I can bring it up really quick. That's the one I'm really excited about, to see what kind of creatures. And I mean, we still haven't seen many more of the creatures here from the Ash, in these Ash lands. But an Arctic region, I'm really excited to see the creatures, like the clans, how they are, what they're inspired by. It's going to be very fascinating. So let me see if I can, for anybody that hasn't potentially seen it, I think I shared it recently on, let me also show you guys Earth. This is another really, great concept art from Dylan Cole back from the time of the first movie. Why not? I'll bring it up here. And then let me see if I can get that Arctic one as well. Let's see. Here we go. You know what? And I'll show you the desert region, because now we know for sure that the desert region is where the wind traders come from. So I'll show you guys that one as well. Just give me 1 second. All right, let me load them in here. So here's the one I'm most excited about. This is the Arctic region. And that looks awesome. I mean, you get two little figures out in the distance. Um, but look at that mountain right there. Like, you got a floating snowy mountain, and it kind of looks like, is that upside down? It's just crazy looking. So I cannot wait. Hopefully they reveal this to us in the special features of Avatar: The Way of Water, because we're gonna get maybe a quick glimpse of it. I'm hoping that maybe in a little montage kind of showing what the wind traders do, they'll actually show us the wind traders kind of flying over different regions, even just very quickly. And I hope that we just quickly get to see it. And that's how they can kind of expand Pandora really fast with this third one. Like, it exploded even more than just adding the reef villages. Um, but yeah, this is the one I'm most excited about. What do you guys think about this? Let's see here. I remember that I was disappointed that Quaritch was returning when that news happened a decade ago. Actually, seeing Way of Water changed my mind. I also love Quaritch as a villain more and more. Exactly. Honestly, I will say I was in that same boat where I was like, oh no, like they're how can they do this where it's gonna be? And they proved me wrong. Like you said, with the Way of Water, it convinced me. In a way, it's not technically the same character, so he has the memories, but I love that this specific recom version is going to go on his own trajectory with his own arc, uh, falling more and more in love with Pandora as the sequels go is what it seems like. They said he's still going to remain a villain throughout, but I don't know. Somehow I still think in the very last movie he can have a true redemption arc, or I just hope it's done really well. We'd all be much happier if we love things people for what they are, not hate them for what they're not. Exactly. I get vibes from Avatar 1 when Jake woke up in the debris of the Ametikaya fallen tree. Exactly, right? You see the ashes everywhere. That's exactly it. That's exactly the vibes. It's kind of like if the Ametikaya had remained just living in the stump of the original home tree. That's technically, or that's literally what the Ash Clan seems like, where they're living. Um, think about it, Quaritch might as well go full native because he can't leave Pandora now due to being Navi. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's just going to be other factors that also help change his mind alongside, obviously, some kind of fact like that. But yeah, to being a recom avatar body now, he can't go anywhere. Yep. I don't think we'll see further delays on 4 and 5. There simply won't be the leap in fidelity as between 1 and 2. I mean, I hope so, but like I said, I don't think it's because technology-wise. I think it's because of how long it did take them. Maybe they could be faster this time around. Hopefully they already kind of factored that in. But it did take them about like 3 years time total to do all the performance capture on 2 and 3, and all the live action shooting on 2 and 3. So I mean, who knows? Hopefully not, because it's already those are already like really out there. Like, oh, man, I don't want to start fearing that I won't be able to finish the story. Oh man. Didn't they also film just part of four? Or, yeah, just like the very first quarter of the movie. They said just before. He said it's right before a portion in number four where they're gonna jump time jump 6 years. So he wanted to film it while the kids were still at the age they're supposed to be, like at the age they were in 2 and 3, and then there's going to be a 6 year time jump, which then it's okay for the kids to come back the way they are now, like all these years later, because even in universe in the movies, there's supposed to be a big time jump. So it kind of gives the excuse for that. But he wanted to get that out first. Avatar Fire and Ash, far more hype than Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars because the MCU is crumbling alongside with Colt. I mean, I agree. I was honestly, I was still really into the MCU when Infinity War and Endgame were coming out, but I think that's it. Like that was the crescendo right there. Everything they've done with the multiverse has completely lost me. Avatar, please never introduce a multiverse. Nothing like there's no. They'll still say there's stakes. To me, there's just no stakes. You have infinite versions of any character. He's from world 33, world 40. If a character dies, it doesn't matter. There's a different version of them that maybe this one speaks Spanish, maybe this one. Like, it just, I just don't care anymore. So you're right. For me personally, I'm not. Yeah, I've kind of checked out. I only saw Doctor Strange 2. That's the last MCU movie I saw. Hated the movie. I only saw it because I wanted to catch the teaser for Avatar: The Way of Water in the theaters, and I forced myself to sit through Doctor Strange 2 twice because I wanted to see the teaser both in 2D, and I also wanted to see the Way of Water teaser in 3D. So yeah, never again. I'd rather do my best to attend CinemaCon because they're going to specifically show it on April 3rd during the Disney panel. I'd rather go to that and sit through, the 2 hour presentation of seeing other footage from Disney releases soon. I'm fine with that. Than having to wait possibly a month if they want to exclusively attach it to Thunderbolts. And then once again, sit through an MCU movie that I'm just not excited for. So, I mean, I have the AMC A-list, so I could theoretically just sit for the trailers now and just walk out, and it's not like it really costs me anything. But yeah, no. Hopefully not. 4 is a time jump, right? Yeah, 4 is a 6-year time jump. After page 1, he said. They already shot the first the first act of part 4 leading up to the time jump. Yeah. Cameron said that their process is much better now and they're getting twice as much done at the same time. Yeah, so hopefully. Jerry, I'll be 41 when A4 comes out. Well, but our hypothetical but soon kid will be 6 years old when A5 comes out on digital. Imagine having all the Avatar films available as a kid. So cool. Oh gosh. Don't even remind me. I'm literally like going through Jake's journey myself. I watched Avatar 1, no single, no kids, no wife, nothing. Went to see, 13, 14 years later, I saw The Way of Water. Now I was with somebody. Now I have kids. I'm in the solely family journey myself. So now I relate to it even more because now I got to see it with my son. I got to introduce, my older one, take him to, see The Way of Water. My younger one, of course, doesn't really comprehend what's going on. So when he grows up, he's gonna have all these, and he didn't have to wait all these years. But yeah. Let's see. They filmed the first act of part 4 already in cameras. Yeah. Korean gang, Jerry. Oh my god. Oh man. The first thing I saw David Fools was in Dinotopia. Dinotopia. Alright, let's change it to a different art. Here is gonna be the home base for the Wind Traders. So I posted on Instagram. But yeah, if you guys haven't, follow me on Instagram because me and Robin are like literally posting every day. Like that's the one place where we are 100% up to date, releasing stuff as it drops. So follow us there on Instagram, and then we have a broadcast channel there. It's like it's little community group where we can kind of relay information that's not on the regular feed. Join us there. We're so far up to close to 150 members on that little group. So join that group. Follow us on Instagram. You just go to @Discovering Pandora. So yeah, follow us there. I've shown this recently, but yeah, here is the home of the Wind Traders. They're gonna be a desert people, and I could actually read the legit quote from James Cameron about it. It was, not only did we have to do creature design, but we had to do cultural design and imagining what these different Navi adaptations to these different biomes might look like. Desert people, the Wind Traders that travel around, that sort of thing. So here we go. The Wind Traders are from a desert, and here's the concept art of their region that we most likely will get to see at least a portion of it in Avatar 3. So this is the one that Robin said, well, this is boring. In one of our infamous first live streams together. But I think it looks pretty badass. I mean, there's hardly little life here as well. I mean, this isn't too dissimilar to Ash Clan. I mean, what do you have here? Like some little... I mean, this is literally where I live right now. I live in a desert state in the United States, and then that's it. That's all I got outside. Little tiny little cactuses right there growing. That's it. That's it. Let's see. Let's continue with the comments. Snake Eyes. I'm half Native American, and I love the movie. Awesome, Snake Eyes. Oh, speaking of Snake Eyes, I know you're waiting for the release date for Metal Gear. I saw they finally revealed the release date for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. So I mean, I'm happy for you. You finally will have that game this summer. It looks like. Sarah, oh my gosh, I think you're right. Aqua, I have it on DVD. Good old Sarah's crap. Oh yeah, dude, they totally will have a Mayan Aztec themed clan. They need to come clean with their clear apocalypto influences for sure. Oh man, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's see. Love to see you guys just interacting. That's why we named this Pandoran Hangout, where we can just come together like around all socials right now between Twitter and YouTube. There's like 300 of you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and talk amongst yourselves. I'm trying to get through as many comments as I can, as fast as I can. I'm sorry if I'm not like completely 100% up to date. I'm also trying to give you guys some cool things to look at while we talk. But yeah, see, that's why we named this Pandoran Hangout. Love to see it. We need to see it more often. So we'll try to be here as often as we can. Especially this year, we're going to need it. We're going to do a lot of interventions, freaking out, having our minds blown with different revelations, trailers, concept arts, little lore details. So this is going to be a fun year. The Avatar podcast, Ronald's birthing ceremony equals opening scene. You read it here first. Hey, could be. That way we kind of get that out of the way before all the intense action starts later on. And this could be the one. This could be the one here. And also on our Instagram, we showed off what the and I think we made a video before what her ceremony dress will look like. But it could even be this. This could be that scene right here. We never know. Oh, Thulis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm pronouncing it wrong. You're right. Thulis. Sorry. You'll learn that I'm terrible with pronunciation, so I don't mean anything by it. I really am terrible with it. Whether it's Navi names, Earth names, it doesn't matter. I butcher every name. I apologize. Uh, let's see. Excited to see it underwater with Methgaina until cooled around and stuff. Yeah, that should be a great scene. Plus Kate sang in a haka and sing a song in Navi, etc. I can't wait. Yeah, that's what Cliff Curtis revealed. So it's gonna be great to see all that. Jaden says, "I wonder how this movie will be visual wise. I know it's going to be beautiful, but the bland Ashland makes me worry since the last one really emphasized on the beauty of other parts of Pandora." I I'd say don't worry because I think that's why you also get something like the Wind Traders, which I mean, as we've seen in different concept art, like I said, I think we're gonna really see Pandora expand in this third movie. Maybe not fully explore different all the different things, but look, it does seem like we're gonna see scenes of the Wind Traders kind of traveling around Pandora, and you're gonna see a lot of sites, a lot of different sites, maybe a lot of different regions. Maybe not spend a good amount of time in each one, but I think that's how we'll get to see and learn of like all the different ones, even if it's just a quick glance. So I don't think visually we have anything to worry about. It's okay if one or two of the regions aren't the most elaborate thing. Not everything has to be the Ometekaya forest or Metcaina reefs. I mean, you see the Wind Traders, they're from the desert, but hey, they're like, you know what? We're just gonna travel around. We're gonna travel around. Maybe Spider will come to inhabit a Quaritch clone. We haven't discussed multiple clones yet. Uh, that's one thing I hope they don't introduce is, like, for example, all the recoms that died in the Way of Water, just keep them dead. I don't want them to come like, oh, well, we also have like endless bodies because there's the whole multiverse again. There's my little complaint about no stakes in the multiverse because if one version dies, oh, there's another one. I don't want them to introduce that. We kind of already got, they did it right by doing it the one time. Like Cord says, I'll be nice once. That's it. You get one time. Don't make it now where we got 10 different Quaritch clones and 10 Wayne fleets. No, please don't start doing that. So glad to catch the stream live. Let me say, and I'll say it again always, Pandoran Hangout is the Avatar podcast, folks. Me and my thing are basically proudly the Avatar countdown with extras. Hey, no, it's all good. All the different creators, we all make, amazing content, regardless of, exactly what the focus is. I like just chill stuff. I just kind of sit here. I like talking with you guys. Me and Robin like talking with you guys. So obviously, hope you guys join us again tomorrow. She's gonna be here, and we're gonna fully go through it with our time zones. She's actually sleeping right now, so don't tell her, okay? I'll get in trouble. Okay, don't say anything. It's between me and you, between me and 315 of you guys watching right now. Okay, so you come here tomorrow again if you can. Obviously, after our podcast, normally at the time zone we do. We do it. That's probably why you can't join. So you can only join the impromptu, secretive Jerry live streams. Okay. But you guys come here tomorrow. Pretend it's the first time you're learning about everything we read. I already deleted the slides. So shush emoji. Okay. And pretend like, oh wow, yeah. So okay. So now you're acting. Now you guys are gonna be actors. I hope FPS don't go too high, otherwise it can look too animated. Hope that doesn't sound disrespectful. No, of course, and I mean that is a complaint that some people have with the high frame rate. So I guess hopefully not. Let me show you guys another piece. Just a little gem I found from the time of Avatar One. It's not the greatest high quality image, but it's a great concept art of that Dylan Cole, which is now the co-production designer. It's funny because now he's the co-production designer, but his duty is all the Navi Pandora stuff, and Ben Proctor, as they said in this article, he's all the RDA man-made objects. Yet this is a Dylan Cole concept art of Earth. So that's an interesting little. But this was at the time of the first movie. This is supposed to be concept art of Jake's city, and the way it was described in the original scriptment, and it was still like Project 880. It was said, and who knows if we revisit Earth, if it's still going to be like this. It said that like Jake lived in what was basically a megalopolis, not the megaflopolis from Francis Ford Coppola, but like a mega city. Um, just this huge city that covers, as it was stated there in the original scriptment, most of the eastern seaboard was one giant city. So, and he specifically lived in what you would call today Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's that's very interesting. But I like the description they had for this piece right here. Let me see. The way they described this piece was really interesting. I just posted about it like yesterday or the day before. So once again, follow me at Discovering Pandora on Instagram. So I said this is the concept of a city from Earth in Avatar, with a tree-like ad column at its center. And the quote from Dylan Cole was, "It's a deliberate contrast to Home Tree, where the Navi worship life and nature. Humans worship technology, advertising, and industry." So I thought that was really fascinating, the contrast he's trying to depict with this image. That, like, yeah, at first glance, honestly, it does look like, oh, look, this is the humans version of this Earth, like, version of the Home Tree. It's this advertising column there in the center, and then it branches out to all the different parts of the city. Uh, yeah, it's a fascinating piece. Not a lot of people have seen it. I think there have been little. It has appeared here and there, like Survival Guide and maybe the original art book. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's another great piece. What do you guys think? Do you guys are you guys excited to return to Earth? Does this not excite you right here? Uh, let's see. All right. Steve McCoy, it's crazy to think that only two Avatar films have already grossed 5.2 billion. Yeah. It's probably going to hold the record for sure of the highest, grossing per average in a movie series. Obviously, it's never going to exceed the MCU, but that's because, in a way, that encompasses, Iron Man movies, Captain America movies. They're all considered MCU, so it's actually so many different franchises as part of that counts as part of one thing. So they're up to, like, I don't know, 30-40 billion dollars if you count everything together. But yeah, for just like a few movies, just two so far, being at five, that's incredible. So we'll probably hold the record in the future, like, of per average. It's the biggest average, but obviously total franchise, it's not going to eclipse anything like that. P.S. Where's the Discovering Pandora, Pandoran Hangout, Tip Jar, Ko-Fi, homie? Let us love you. Chop Chop set it up. We got stuff in the works. I mean, there's going to be a Patreon, of course. That's coming up. We're just working to really offer stuff that's really, really valuable, really cool. There's another thing I'm going to show you guys. Maybe I will I will show you guys. We got so of course we're gonna have some merch coming out soon, right? We're gonna have great merch. Robin is, she was a great tattoo artist. She does merch designs for aerospace companies. Like, so she's a great artist. So that right off the bat is like, okay, we got the art taken care of. But she's also we're also really into, let's scratch. Let's offer some stuff that maybe isn't really offered officially. Like a lot of RDA. The RDA gets shafted a lot. Like at the end of the day, are we saying like we are siding with them canonically in the universe? No, but I mean, the vehicles are cool. Some people would like to get really cool merch from them. So because she comes from already designing stuff for aerospace companies, she's really excited about doing the whole RDA stuff. We're also gonna have Navi stuff. But the really interesting stuff is the companies that we're collaborating with to bring this stuff to you guys. The brands. I revealed it. If you guys go be part of the little broadcast channel on Instagram, you'll see it through your phone. Like if you go on the Instagram app on your phone, in my profile, you'll see the Pandoran Hangout broadcast channel. Become a member. Like I said, there, we're gonna like reveal stuff, sneak peeks, and we revealed 3 top brands that we're working with to bring merch to Avatar fans. Let me see if I can download it here and show you guys. So it's just revealing which ones we're working with. And obviously really soon we're going to start revealing some like initial designs and stuff like that. Okay, let me bring it into the stream really quick. Bear with me. Okay, it's loading in now, but so I'll get through another comment or two while that's loading up. Yes, would love an Arctic region. Yes, so I'm really excited for that one. Let's see. Looks like a Navi and a human on that snowy mountain. Let's see. Yeah, it's 2 of different heights for sure. So could be a Navi and a human, or an adult and a child. It really makes it hard to. I love the sense of scale though that we get from it. Well, that's incredible. All right, so I'm gonna show you the little teaser I put together that I showed in that broadcast channel. Just showing the 3 brands that we're gonna be coming out with some merch with. So let me see if I can play it here. Hold on. Let me take the comment off. Sorry, Spirit Hawk. Guys, we're super freaking excited that we could bring out stuff with those brands for you guys that will be have Avatar inspired designs. Like, that's incredible. But it's still early on. So once again, Shush emoji, please. But I mean, come on. I mean, little things like with Robin are like where we're kind of already brainstorming, like with Under Armour. That tell me that doesn't fit the RDA theme like a glove, you know? So we got some, RDA designs going up for Under Armour. I mean, Champion kind of screams easily like some great Navi designs. And then Adidas, I don't know, maybe a mix of both. We're probably going to run polls in the broadcast channel as well, so you guys can kind of like help us uh, come up with that. But yeah, because also we would love to, have you guys kind of help us dictate where we go with some of these design inspirations. But we can't wait because honestly, guys, like those brands aren't even giving you official Avatar merch. Like you're not getting Adidas. You can't go get an Adidas bag or a sweater or a hoodie or a shirt with official Avatar stuff. Oh, I told you, dude. Jerry comes through for you guys. I'm trying to look out for you guys. And I'm trying to bring stuff that, like I said, brings value. Like it's pretty cool. Like it's pretty awesome. Yeah, we could just, do a simple design on any shirt on a random brand number 7. But I'm really excited about these 3 right here. I'm really excited that we have the opportunity to bring these 3 brands for you with Avatar inspired designs. Like who's doing that, bro? Who's doing that? Nobody. The Avatar podcast. Your podcast, MacToe. Jerry Soley. No. No, do not build a freaking dream catcher with the Jerry design in the middle. Don't do it. Okay, don't get Jerry MacToe posters on your wall. Don't do it. But if you do, tag me on Instagram. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? I think it's pretty exciting to bring those to you guys. Let me know. And honestly, right now, comment some stuff like some ideas, and I'll already jot some down if you guys have any like what could fit what. I mean, obviously, am I right? RDA fits Under Armour like a glove. Throw some other ideas out there, and of course, not just old designs. I mean, Robin's gonna whip up new designs, like these new characters were being revealed, these new creatures, these new vehicles on these brands before you even get your official ones out. I'm just saying. So yeah, let me know down below. The first Captain America film and the Ant-Man movies are the best. The rest more and more lost me. The Black Widow movie I like for Florence Pugh. Yeah, I mean, come on, Pew. Dude, Florence Pugh, she's the best, bro. She's the best. First Captain America film. Yeah, that's. I mean, the other ones are great. Like they're better like movies. I just love the aesthetic. From that World War II time Captain America. And yeah, the first Ant-Man, being more of that the comedy heist movie. That one was the best out of the Ant-Man movies for sure. Sorry, I deleted that comment with the bad word. It's okay, man. It slips out here and there, even for me. I'm trying, guys. I know I'm so behind on these comments. I'm really trying. I'm trying to get there. So if you guys are saying things now, I'll get there as fast as possible. Original Dinotopia art books are absolutely superb and sadly forgotten. Dinotopia. Is that the ones where it kind of looked like dinosaurs in like ancient Rome, stuff like that? Or am I thinking of something different? Let me know, Charlie Wood. Let me know. Because I think they actually made a little cameo in the newest Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. I think they had one kind of like an image of one of those like in the background of the museum. But let me know if I'm right. 100% part of Cameron's inspiration based on crafting the film in the 90s. Imagine the flying mounts of the desert Navi. Those aren't clouds, they're floating plateaus. Oh my god. Q giant sandworm from Dune. Let's see Jake tackle that. Oh, from the this one right here. You just need that freaking Dune track, the freaking that screaming track to just pump in right now. That makes you think of Dune right away. There you go. Arrakis, baby. Arrakis. Before Dune Messiah, we got Avatar 3, baby. Before Dune 3, we got Avatar 3. Let's see. That desert art looks like it was made on a Windows 95 workstation. Robin is right. Stop. Oh man, you guys are savages. I don't know the artist behind these three pieces that they showed off, but you guys are savages. And honest, to be fair, this was my screen grab, so obviously it's not the best high quality of the art. It's not showing it in its full, high quality splendor. It's just my screen grab of it. Snake Eyes, I saw that, Jerry, and I'm so freaking excited, and I'm going to pre-order the game soon. I'm happy for you, man, and honestly, I'll probably play that this summer as well. But as long as something else doesn't come out that take my attention, I can't think of it at the top of my head, but I think. Oh no, I don't know, man. Mafia's coming out in the summer, so it just depends on when. Imagine a Metal Gear Solid inspired forest combat guerrilla RPG where you're Ometegaya and need to paint yourself to blend in and hunt, ride Thanators. Would be sick. Dang, bro, chill. But guess what? You're kind of describing Fortnite, bro. Like, you guys saw that whole Fortnite collab, right? So here's the Fortnite collab. I honestly think the models look good. For some reason, a lot of comments on the posts on Twitter and Instagram were like people complaining about the proportions aren't right. Bro, Fortnite is style. Have you seen Fortnite? Have you played it? It's a stylized art style. Oh, wow, stylized art style. You know what I'm trying to say. I mean, the fact that I'm actually surprised, especially with Jake Sully, that he looks that good. People are like knocking on Neytiri in her face. Honestly, I don't know if maybe it's the digital asset that is being shared by Lightstorm, because Hot Toys had a similar problem, where the Hot Toys, Jake and Neytiri for The Way of Water, the Jake looked really good and accurate, but for some reason the Neytiri face also looked a little off, and it's like, I mean, I see Neytiri there, but some people are complaining, but I think it might be like whatever asset that Lightstorm is giving these different companies to work with, that maybe it's just producing that, that's maybe not necessarily their fault. But do you guys, I mean, I'm kind of discovering a lot of Fortnite myself. I mean, I'm doing Rocky montages right now, like trying to learn how to play with my son's teaching me. He's over here like having me freaking run around trying to catch these chickens, so that when these skins drop, I can at least maybe kill one person. So yeah, I'm doing the Rocky montage, trying to learn it. But now I go to find out it's not just like Battle Royale or Battle Royal, whatever you want to call it. Now there's so many different modes. There's even, obviously, there's the Lego mode. So here's the Lego models for the Fortnite Avatar collab. But then within this, there's that survival mode. That's the first one they came out with, that's kind of like meant to compete with like Minecraft. But now they have another Lego mode, which is called Brick Life, and you can use these skins. And Brick Life is like a ripoff of GTA Online, but for Legos, where you can explore the city, you can have a home, you can go to work, you can invite friends and other players and NPCs to like have parties in your house. Like, yo, are we gonna be able to like hang out as like, I mean, we're all gonna look like a bunch of Jakes and Neytiri, but hey, maybe we can put on different clothes. But a bunch of Navi, like, do we need to make our own little server? Like, I gotta look into this. And then on top of that, there's another new mode that's in beta mode that's called Ballistic. It's like a first-person shooter 5v5 game mode that they have. So it's a first-person shooter, and once again, you can use the skins. So, like, think of if Frontiers of Pandora actually added a 5v5. So you just run around as Jake, just killing everybody else. Like if Jake infiltrated like Call of Duty or something. Like, that's actually pretty dope. And then let's not forget the whole entire like Disney universe that's coming to Fortnite. That's gonna give us our own actual little, Pandora slash Avatar land world to play within. So a lot of exciting stuff coming. Sorry, your comment just made me like spiral into that little Fortnite rant for a second. Let's see here. Man, I gotta get faster at this. I am sorry, guys. Concept art is always never fully rendered since it's just concept and idea of what it can look like. Yes, exactly. Defend this desert. We need to defenders assemble for this dang concept art. I swear to God, it's Robin and her gang attacking the defenders of the desert freaking concept art, man. World War AWA, like they said. Hey, how are you doing today? You good? If I may ask you. I'm doing great. I know last time, like this is just me. Like this is my actual personality. I hope it's not too much for you guys. Um, like I said, I just got over like just reading scripts on YouTube, like writing scripts and just reading them and relaying information. I like just having a back and forth conversation. I can get, kind of ranty sometimes, but it's just me, hopefully love me or hate me. At least, this is me. So I hope it's not a comment like, are you okay? Like, are you on something? Uh, which Avatar Frontier Pandora DLC story mode do you like, and which amp suits you like, and which one is your two favorites? My favorite DLC was the second one we got, the Secrets of the Spires. The first one was pretty cool, but I loved the Secrets of the Spires even more. The giving you kind of like a different, not just an expansion of the planes, but it just seemed a little more substantial. Of the new amp suits, I don't know. I like the way they did it, where like you had like, they had like different tiers of the amp suits. You had the standard, and then they just kept upgrading them. So you got to that boss fight of like, whatever they were, lieutenants or things of that sort. So I like that. Might be accepting Payakan back into the pod or a need bonding ceremony for Renown. Wow, I'm really behind, guys. Let's see. All right. I can see that happening. I think the Mangwan will attack the Metgaina, so we will be seeing a battle, plus the huge RDA ship, a Tokun processing ship. That's an immediate threat, big battle. Not like the little skirmish in movie 2. Yeah, once the dust settled on that one, like we said, a lot of people could look back and be like, you know what? It didn't compare to the battle at the end of the first movie. That really seemed, it was like a battle on in the land and in the air, or on land and in the air. And it's kind of seems like that's what they're going to go for here, just on a bigger scale, airborne and on the sea. Whereas, yeah, the one at the end of the second movie, it was good for what it was, but you could look back and be like, yeah, that was like a skirmish. And it's probably because movies 2 and 3 were originally supposed to be one big movie, but it just grew too big with too many events to really just make it one huge movie. So they split it up into 2. But let's see. Let's see. Dino Shark. Please do collabs with other figure brands, like maybe NECA or Jazzwares. I mean, I wish I could collab. Yeah, because we needed more figures. If I could ever get that in the works in the future, so something. Obviously, I would, because I wanted those myself. Like McFarlane had, with Frontiers, with all the customization options in that game, you could have made those little accessory pieces, to customize other characters, kind of make your own. And the way I said before, I like the figures, but they went about it, in my point of view, the wrong way. You should have treated it like the GI Joe brand. What do? They give you a few good guys, the GI Joes, and then they give you some Cobra, good vehicles, bad vehicles. It's a true battle. That's how you should have treated the figure line for Avatar. Their Navi is your GI Joes, your RDA is your Cobra. Treated it the same way. And I think what happened is they tried to cover so many bases. If they would have just stuck with maybe the 7-inch line, we would have gotten more characters there. But because they wanted to go on all these different scales, we got the 7-inch scale, and then you went down to what they called the World of Pandora, which was like that tiny scale, which the creatures looked good, but the characters were like, it was cool to get certain characters in certain poses from that you recognize from the movie. But the detailing, obviously, if you looked at the little tiny figure up close, I mean, some of them were just missing paint altogether. It's like you had to just really look at them from afar. If they maybe would have just cut out that whole smaller scale line and then focus more on the 7-inch scale and literally given you a 50-50, like 50% of it was, the Navi, the good guys, and then 50% of it some RDA figures. So you can actually, like, if you're a kid, you can maybe recreate and have like a battle. I mean, I've complained about it before. The only human you got was Quaritch. Yet you got a 7-inch scale amp suit, which, okay, that was for that one. But then you got another 7-inch scale amp suit with the flamethrower, no pilot. I guess let me pluck Quaritch from the first movie and put him in the amp suit from the second movie. Then you got a crab suit with no pilot. So let me put Quaritch in a crab, the same Quaritch. Now he's got to go in the crab suit. It's like he gets no break. And then you gave us repeat character. Oh my god, I could go on and on. Anyways, yeah, they should have just kind of replicated like where you can go 50-50, and then yeah, you're gonna do your Jake and Neytiri, but at least 2 more other good characters. And I mean, for the second movie, all we got was what? Jake Neytiri and Tonawari. I think that's it. So literally in total, you got what, 4 characters? 2 Neytiris, 2 Jakes, 1 Tonawari, and 1 human Quaritch. And you wonder why it failed. Yes, Dinos in Rome. Yes, then there you go. Wait, Empire dropped this today? Yeah, it dropped today, but we went over it. It's literally the same 3 images that we got released before on their website, and pretty much all the same writing. That's it. You got this art, Peylak, and the factory ship. This one was very... The fact that they did that and not really offered anything for anybody that actually bought it, that was exclusive, that they didn't already release online, that's kind of not a good way. I mean, the first time around, they gave us 2 concept arts and they saved the 2 behind-the-scenes image on performance capture for the actual issue. This time around, they didn't even save 1 image. Like, I was like, okay, maybe they'll do 4 images again, or at least get 1 exclusive image. Nope. That's it. Factory ship, Peylak, and the Ash Village. So if you already read those, they're still up on their website. If you saw the images and you read like the 1 to 2 paragraphs for each image, it's pretty much the full article that got released today, just stitched together. Let's see. I'm really interested in seeing the remaining Avatar films, how the Resistance eventually beat back the RDA to make Pandora a tourist location as seen in Disney's Pandora, the World of Avatar. Yeah, exactly. I mentioned multiple times here that a lot of people don't realize that is canon, and what you're doing when you go visit, the land is your generations in the future. The RDA are long gone. Most of the queue to Flight of Passage is actually through repurposed old RDA buildings, and now any humans that come, like you arriving there, is as a tourist or as you're helping um, pretty much like bring Pandora, or you're trying to help them kind of like recover because of the from all the battles that do happen in these sequels. So yeah, it's a giant spoiler that at the end of the day it is going to have a happy ending, and obviously Earth didn't die, as Ardmore says. Earth is dying. That's why we're here. That's why they have to colonize. Well, they kind of spoil it with the land that Earth doesn't die. Somehow that lives, and humans can come just as tourists, which means they can also thrive back home. So, so yeah, that is a massive spoiler. Uh, I hate Fortnite so much. Did they ever add Metal Gear Solid skins? And if so, did you still hate it? I'm heading out. Gotta go watch some Critical Role. Hey, that's a great thing to go watch. So, see you later, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. I'm about to head out soon too. I'm just trying to really catch up with you guys here, but they keep on kind of messing up with Neytiri's face. Yeah, like I said, maybe it's the model that Lightstorm, the asset that Lightstorm is sharing with these different companies. I don't know. Sorry, both final battles, both flicks are superb, and both have the same problem. When things got hot, where was Jake in A1? Where were the Methgaina in A2? Yeah, the Methgaina just disappear in A2. Like, they're there at the beginning. You see Tonawari maybe, throw a spear one time, and then they're gone. Like, the whole, like, family, the Soli family on the Sea Dragon thing happens, and the Methgaina are already back home. They're already having that Pandoran beer, the Viper Wolf Ale. Like, what's happened? What happened? Let's see. I hope there is going to be part 2 of Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. We need to see what happens next if it goes to Avatar Fire and Ash at the end of DLC 3. I mean, I sadly think like that's the end for Frontiers. Ubisoft is really going through like, tough time right now, and for them, financially, the 2 Disney IPs that they made games for just didn't pan out. They were just not really successful for them, which were, yes, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and Star Wars Outlaws. So they kind of said they're going away from doing other companies' IP anymore. They're kind of just going to focus on their biggest hits, their biggest IPs, which is like Assassin's Creed, The Division, things of that sort. So sadly, I think even if maybe there was plans for more, if they were hopeful for them, which is like that little tease we get at the end of the second DLC where we hear Quaritch's voice, I sadly don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think all the teams are Massive is back on working on The Division. Massive Entertainment was the Ubisoft the studio that made Frontiers of Pandora, and they also made Star Wars Outlaws. Now they're back on, the Division, which is their own IP and one that they started themselves with The Division 1 and 2. So sadly. Did y'all see the new How to Train Your Dragon trailer? I haven't checked out. I saw one came out today. I haven't checked it out, but I think you brought it up before. And honestly, I love the animated trilogy. I'm really not a fan of like continuing to do all these live action versions of different movies, but this one at least looks pretty intriguing. So hopefully, did you see on they got the Epic Universe opening up soon? That's gonna have a whole land for How to Train Your Dragon. Did you see the technology that they're doing that they're using on one of Toothless children? Like, how he has Toothless has those kids at the end of the third movie. I think it's kind of grown up a bit, but they're using this technology where like it's literally moving around. I think I read that it's using a dog robot. Like it's one of those that you've been able to see, like all these companies are designing different like AI robots or just robots. And I think they have that underneath the whole thing, but it literally makes it look like, Toothless's kid is actually moving right there. It's like moving around, it's running, it's just right there like a dog, like wagging its tail. it's blinking. I thought it was animated at first, but it's like a helicopter view of them testing them out, because that's what you're gonna go be able to see at the park. And I'm like, we need that for Avatar. We need to start getting some creatures in these lands that kind of move around and stuff. That would be amazing. Avatar having a happy ending is not a spoiler. There is no other way to tell this tale. Earth has to be renewed. Peaceful coexistence between Navi and humans must be attained. This is about us here. Yeah, I just meant like if for certain casuals the big thing was, oh, I wonder, does Earth, whatever. Like for maybe that's somebody that didn't think like that. Like it has to be a happy ending. I mean, it does kind of spoil it in a way. How you get there, the journey, of course, that's everything that we're going to see right now. That's going to be the best part. It's going to be the journey, and then how Earth gets renewed. It's somehow does Kiri factor in that? Because Kiri somehow now is not only like a reincarnated Grace, but somehow has to do something with Awa. She has powers, or we're going to keep seeing the evolution of her powers to the point where maybe Kiri rejuvenates the Ash clan's land. You know how it seems dead and right here, like no life. What if Kiri starts at this scale, brings that clan back or their lands back? They have their own, that kind of causes them to have a little redemption arc, because now they're like, dang, this girl did that for us. She goes on movie 5. Maybe that's not in 3. Maybe this is in 4 that she does that. Potentially, I'm just saying. That's just a theory. What if she can bring pretty much life back into these lands here, and then she goes and does it on a global scale when the movies go back to Earth on movie 5, and Kiri is the reason, because Kiri, I mean, you kind of see they're kind of leading to Kiri getting with Spider, or something's going on there. How else could one of the biggest gifts, like, can you imagine if she replenishes the planet of her lover's like origin? You see what I mean? Like, I mean, it's kind of telling itself right there. But we'll see. I don't know. Let's see. All right, then just a few more before we get out of here, guys. Like I said, we're gonna do another one with Robin tomorrow, but like I said, don't say anything. Yes, they added Snake, and sadly, I did get it, and then I just left the game and deleted it. Oh my god, you really don't like Fortnite. Do you have information about the amp suits from Frontiers? I mean, like, I don't know what type of information. I mean, they got different weapons. There were some with, obviously with like flamethrowers. There's the normal ones from the first movie. They had the ones with the heavy shields that came down. I just don't know exactly what information. I want to go to Universal and go to Super Nintendo World. Haven't been yet, so it does seem pretty fun. Let's see. I've heard rumors she may die in 3. I know there was this one quote from Sigourney Weaver years ago where she said that her character kind of goes through, like, she kind of implied like a metamorphosis. So I don't know if we're gonna kind of see Kiri, maybe like you put it, maybe die or something in one of the movies, yet somehow go through another like metamorphosis. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what's going on with Kiri and that whole mystery. Grace was Kiri's cocoon, if you think about it. Did you see this new Smurfs trailer? No, I did not. Sadly, sorry about that. And that's it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me here, and we'll be back tomorrow with another stream with Robin, and we'll go through the whole article again for anybody that maybe didn't catch me reading it earlier. But yeah, we'll have Robin here as well to give her own thoughts and opinions. So we'll see you guys tomorrow or at another following time. Thank you.